Welcome on board. This is All Governance Network. Our platform is being informative since we began the show and educative. But right now we are coming to a session of interrogation, and we have a subject that you're going to like, and you'd like to part of that subject or tweet discourse, writing your comments, and then sending your feedback to us via the handle and the number, WhatsApp number that will be on that video, so you can have your reply. Or very soon I will bring you up also on this show to have your views on this particular subject. But here now, I have with me one of our comrade Mushokpe Omokoya. Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
He's here to lay his voice on this discourse. Meanwhile, I still have in the studio the Prof himself, Osage, the secretary of the organization. Osage, thank you for that analysis. That was really good. Now, what are we looking at? Why do saints, the quote, why do saints in government still flop? Why do saints in government flop? Third observation and research, also investigation and report that's actually saying that is vivid in the society. So let me start from my right. Let me hear from my comrade. We are talking about saints coming to government, but we have saints already. Why do you think they flop? Or some of them do not really perform in the expectation of their constituency?
Thank you, sir. To me, I would say there's a couple of factors, there's a couple of reasons why I think the saints, the Christians, so to say, in a position of governance don't perform to expectation. Like the previous program I participated, I said most of them are not trained to face what came to them. Now, I would say one of the reasons why, to me, that's my opinion though, that they tend to kind of fail in the meeting up to expectation is that some of them, as you can see, is like the position just came, like most times they just found themselves in that position.
They were not prepared.
They were not really prepared. Some of them will just, like ministerial appointments.
Yes.
Sometimes, even in civil service, sometimes, when they get to a position, it's like, now maybe this, like in broken English, say, yeah, here I am now. So, the to whom much is given,
much is expected.
as that saying goes, that thing will now make them to kind of, the way they will manage things, they will manage it in the way they think or they see it is okay to manage it. Now, you discover that some of them, the other reason why I think some of them do fail to meet up to expectation is that I will term it as a mono-belief way of reasoning and of relating with other people. In a setup, in a political setup, you have different beliefs. People of different religion, different cultures come together, and if you are in a position to now lead such people, and you have a belief, and you are sometimes we tend to be, as Christians, we tend to be so rigid with our beliefs that we think that everyone should think the way we think, should see things the way we see them. So sometimes when you are administering to people, when people are under you, when you're put in such positions that you will lead people, you don't think everybody will align with the way you see things or the way you believe things. So thereby, some people will not. Sometimes when you give instructions, some people will say, "God started." Yeah, we don't. So you discover that the aim, what they aim to achieve, will not be achieved. From time to time, That's where you now hear something like the people around me, they are cabals. People around me, they are the ones that my instructions, they don't carry it out. Because sometimes most of us that call ourselves Christians, we are trained for the pulpit. Most times we are trained for the pulpit and not for the
public service.
The public service. So by the time we get to the public service, we use the pulpit method, which may not work. At the end of the day, somebody who is managing a church, a parish, and the accounts and every other thing and all that, they now put you in to manage the whole state as a commissioner or this as a minister. You discover that the scale is larger.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You have done justice. Raise few points. Number one, you talk about preparedness. People are not prepared. They find themselves by opportunity. They got themselves in a place. You also talk about not being able to harmonize the mindset of people to see your view and all that. You also talk about a preparation that is only based on pulpit preparation, which is when we get into public service, we've found one thing there. Thank you. That's a serious point you have raised there. Osage, what do you think about this? What do you think about this?
Well, first and foremost, I'll go from the religious perspective. You see, you use the word saint, right?
Yeah.
You see, there are saints in the Christendom, there are saints in the Islamic religion, and there are also saints in African traditional religion that can divert this country. In terms of leadership, I don't think that religion has something great to do with piloting the affairs or governance. Because let me talk about the two religions that I know of that's being practiced by my people. Talking about the Christian and the African traditional religion, to stand that the gathering, Christian gathering, as shining it as the case may be. You see, I have an age father at home that was giving birth to him the early or rather quarter of the 19th century. My father, he told me something. There is never a time that the Benin customary law did not believe in the golden rule. Do what you don't know, that's as you wish for that you do. That's the golden rule preached by Jesus, right? Yeah. And that rule covers every other commandment. So also the customary law kind of covers some part of the Ten Commandments. You see, when people get into power, rather governance, there are certain factors that make them not to perform up to expectation. One of the factors is that it is somebody that put them there, and that person will dictate for them. Some of them don't even have the finance to run for a particular position. They are being sponsored. And there's a saying which says, two wrongs cannot make a right.
Two wrongs does not make a right. Yes.
When you use leaf to wrap a bar of soap, you discover that later the leaf will start acting like
soap.
Then the other hand, if your finger touches oil, it will stain the others.
That's right.
And the other one, people who stand that soil can only say whatever they touch. Otherwise. So you see, when irrespective of the religion, there are still some people that practice African traditional religion that are very straightforward.
Wow. So in a nutshell, you are saying religion really has little or less to do with leadership capacity.
Yes.
Okay.
If you practice your religion, irrespective of the religion that you are involved in, if you practice to the core, you will make an excellent performance in governance. But by the time you tend to deviate, you want to listen to the person that propel you there, the person that has the resources, that put you there.
Okay.
You tend to dance to the
now. Let me take you up. Are you by any means saying that the people that sponsor your desire, your ambition,
yes,
find a way into your governance when you get there, and so that they have to decide for you?
Yes.
And you are obliged to do whatever they say.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Right.
So now, can anybody find a way around it without offending those people?
Yeah, in that way, there is no way you have to abide that. The only solution that I know I can give to this is that irrespective of any religion that person practicing, right? Let there be most people say from all religion, let them be involved. So if they are involved in this game, as I earlier said, in some occasions, that policy is a game of number. If this sake, irrespective of the religion that they practice, they are involved in this game, they shadow the numbers of others, then there will be performance in government.
Who are the others you are talking about now?
The others are people that tend that one way or the other tends to put the other to their own side by putting them they are dictating for them.
Okay, are you indicating the supposed godfatherism and cabal,
Yes.
cabal thing we have in
Yes,
our politics peculiar to us in this nation?
Yes, but then,
Okay, thank you
you
very much.
should rely on them to climb.
Okay,
Then-
now that's the point.
Yes.
If you rely on me to climb,
Yes.
why would you not listen to me when you get there? Omoshope, what do you think? Thank you for listening. If you rely on me, you use my platform to get to where you are going. Why should you disobey my instruction?
Yeah, I'm about to listen to you if you are my godfather when I get there. But there is a limit of what I will listen.
Okay, good. You are saying that is a limit. The limit will that be defined before I give you my support or after you get in there?
That is the problem we are really facing in Nigeria now. Because defining the limit depends on the person who is giving you that leap to that place. If that person is selfish, all the limit he will give you is for his own selfish purpose.
So if he's postulating his own terms, he wants you to do things on his own terms, and you eventually agree, let's say the man eventually agrees and he gets to the power, and now he's trying to do otherwise, would he not be seen as a rebel, and can the same power who put him not torpedo the president of the government?
I think that is the main problem we have now. Because the disagreement is the problem Nigeria has now that is not making us grow.
Wow, so we have seen some people, some smart men who eventually climb on the ladder of the godfathers here and there, and they got in there. Now they felt they should do something differently, but they're having problem with their godfathers.
Yes, the main point is that the godfathers should have a routine. Is the change of mindset of the godfathers.
Okay.
So if they are selfless, you discover that things will going on fine.
You have just hit the nail. That means our godfathers, the people that have the platform before we come in, they should be able to have a routine and create a place, a premise for performance of whoever is using their platform. Well, thank you for coming on my show today. I thank you. Viewers, I'm sure you've learned one or two things. Some of these things they say you might agree, and some you may not really agree. But then let's have your view on the WhatsApp number coming on that, on the comment box, or inbox us on our Facebook page as you watch this episode. Well, we are signing out very soon, and we'd like to see you again next episode. Watch out for details and announcement of our next show. Thank you for coming on the show, Comrade of Moshope and Comrade of Sage the Prof. Thank you, viewers. We'll see you again. We sign out. Bye.